Work to the bone.
100 years ago, millions of kids like you worked day and night in dangerous factory mines and mills. This is a story of 3 such kids and the brave crusader determined to save them.
An industrial boom swept across America in late 1800s. Factories, mills, and canneries had sprung up in the cities and towns.
The wages at these factories were low. Many kids had to go to work to help support their families. Their earnings put food on the dinner table.
It's 5 a.m. on a spring morning in 1904. Leo and his sister Martha are trudging to work at a textile mill in Georgia. Their little brother Floyd skips along behind them.
Leo is 10 years old, Martha is 9, Floyd is 6.
Their parents are unemployed.
Why are you so giddy? I'm finally getting to work. You'll soon wish you were back at school.
I hope I get to be a spinner. Sounds like fun.
Spinners are usually girls, and there ain't nothing fun about it.
You need to make sure you work hard. Ma and Pa are counting on us.
Once they are inside the factory, the overseer immediately puts them to work.
Giant spinning machines wind cotton thread and around hundreds of large bobbins.
Leo spots a bobbin filling up. He leaps onto the machine.
The overseer watches him as he quickly takes off the old bobbin, slides a new one in place, and fastens the thread.
Boy, you aren't working fast enough. Step it up.
Down the aisle, a girl is having a coughing fit. Floyd pauses, curious.
It's her lungs. Get back to work before the overseer catches you napping.
The air inside the textile factories was heavy with dust and lymph. Some kids developed serious or even fatal lung disease, such as tuberculosis.
How much longer we gotta work?
You've only been sweeping a few hours. You have 10 more hours to go.
In the early 1900s, it was common to hire children. Factory owners could pay children far less than adults. Plus, kids' smaller hands often made them more adept at handling small parts on machinery.
By 1904, more than 1.5 million children were working in America. They often spent long, grueling hours working in deplorable and even dangerous conditions.
The National Child Labor Committee was created in 1904. It vowed to bring an end to child labor. It wasn't concerned with kids doing chores at home, but with about it called child slavery.
Its most important crusader was a former teacher named Louis Hine. He traveled the country covering 50,000 miles in 1 year, photographing kids at work.
Hine is showing his latest photos to leaders of the NCLC.
I took this at a factory in Pennsylvania. This child had terrible burns on his arms and legs from working around industrial boilers.
Did you have any trouble getting the photograph?
We worry about your safety. I've had my scares, but it's worth the risk. Look at the boys in this picture. They were working 12 hours a day in the coal mine. Not one of them knew how to read. They were malnourished and underweight too.
Your photographs will show the public how miserable it is for these children.
Your photos will show what words can't. If I could tell their stories in words, I wouldn't have to lug around a camera.
Be careful out there, as you know, many would do almost anything to keep child labor hidden. If factory owners lose their cheap labor, their profits will shrink.
It's 1908. Floyd, now 10, is working in the aisle where Martha, now 13, is a spinner.
Martha walks up the long aisle, brushing the lint from machinery and watching for breaks in the thread.
When a break occurs, she must quickly climb up the machine and tie the ends together. She has to be careful reaching into the spinners.
As Martha climbs into the machine to mend a break, Floyd begins coughing.
Martha pauses. Floyd can't seem to stop.
You sick?
Nah, just wheezy.
Martha reaches into the machine, but she's distracted by Floyd's worrisome cough.
Suddenly, there is a clunk and an explosion of loose thread. Martha screams and falls to the floor, clutching her hands.
An overseer runs over.
What have you done?
The overseer deftly rethreads the bobbin and checks the mechanism for damage. He barely glances at Martha.
What's the idea? Get cleaning up and get back to work.
Floyd helps Martha up.
How bad is it?
She reveals her hand. 2 of her fingers are badly mangled.
Hine enters a glassworks factory in Virginia. Because of the open furnaces, it's at 125 degrees.
A smoky haze fills the building. Shards of glass litter the floor. Boys run from place to place carrying searing hot glass.
Hey, young fella, how about a picture?
Sorry, mister, can't stop getting paid by the piece. Hine sets up his tripod and focuses his camera. He sprinkles powder on his flash pan.
As the boy hustles past, Hine calls out,
Hold there.
The boy wipes the split off his face and looks at the camera.
Hine ignites the powder in the flash pan. There's a roar of flame, a shower of sparks, and a perfectly timed click of the shutter.
The boy runs off, but the flash catches the boss's attention.
Hey, you. What are you up to?
Just to get a photograph of one of your hard-working lads.
There's no pictures. You best be on your way.
Do you think it's right for children to work like this?
It's good for them. They're learning skill.
They should be learning how to read.
The boss grabs a long paddle used to take glass from the furnace. He shoves Hine with it.
Get out of here, or I'll run you out myself.
He shoves Hine again, nearly knocking him down.
When Hine's powerful photos of bedraggled children started appearing in newspapers, Americans were stunned.
As public outrage grew, factory owners became more suspicious of Hine and his camera. It made getting into factories harder.
Hine often disguised himself.
One day, Hine presents himself to an overseer at a textile mill in Georgia. He says he is an industrial photographer.
I'm supposed to photograph a spinning machine. I'm told it's the biggest and the best in the area.
Best in the state, I'd say.
Hine is led deep into the mill, where scores of children are working. There are no adults.
He sets up his camera.
Let's put a worker next to that machine to give it a sense of scale. How about that young lady over there?
You there, come here.
As the overseer leaves Hine to his work, a barefoot girl shyly approaches.
Hine directs her to pose. He has to yell over the din of the machinery. She attempts to smile.
Hine ignites the powder in the flash pan. There's a roar of flame and a shower of sparks. He notices the girl's disfigured hand.
What happened?
The girl hides her hand and glances down the aisle. She doesn't answer.
What's your name?
Martha?
How long have you been working here, Martha?
Martha thinks for a moment. I don't remember. A long time.
Hine pulls out a notebook and jots down Martha's name, her age, and a few other details.
Have you ever been to school?
No, I like to go, but I work all the time.
What do you do here?
I'm a spinner. My older brother's a golfer. Had a little brother too.
Had?
I better get back to work now. Hine takes more photographs. He is emotionally drained when he meets with the overseer.
Your machinery is quite impressive. Do you have any accidents?
No, once in a while, a finger gets mashed, but it doesn't amount to nothing.
You have a lot of kids working here.
Sure, but they're not expected to work hard. They enjoy it.
The frowns on their faces speak otherwise. Frowns Hine had made sure to capture.
It's well after dark. Leo and Martha had just gotten home.
Sit down and eat. The beans are getting cold.
Sure don't like seeing you kids working so hard.
A man came to the mill today and took a picture of the spinning machine. There was a flood of light.
Is that right? How much did you make?
42 cents.
That's my little girl. Now finish eating so you can get some sleep.
In just a few hours, you have to go back to the mill. Hine spent 10 years tirelessly photographing kids at work. He took more than 5,000 photos.
Though his work raised awarenesses and deeply affected public opinion, law regarding child labor were set to change.
As years passed, Hine's reputation faded.
It's 1938. Hine is largely forgotten. He is completely broke.
He and his wife are sitting in the park reading a newspaper.
This article says President Roosevelt signed the Fair Labor Standards Act into law. It finally outlaws child labor.
It's about time.
And look here, it says your photographs had a lot to do with it.
I remember watching two breaker boys fall into a coal chute and little oyster shuckers with swollen bleeding fingers. I remember a young spinner with a mangled hand and so many others.
Hine turns away, overcome with emotion.
It's good to know the next generation will get to keep their childhood.
Hine died soon after the Fair Labor Standards Act was passed.
Today he is remembered as one of the nation's pioneering photographers and a determined crusader against child labor.
My name is John, and I played Overseer in Considerate 1.
My name is Sergio, and I played Floyd.
My name is Dakota, and I played Leo.
My name is Brian. I played Boy and Pa.
My name is Chloe, and I played Sarah.
My name is Jonah, and I played as Narrator 1.
My name is Atal, and I played Historian 2.
Hi, my name is Daisy, and I played Ma. My name is Grace, and I played Narrator 2.
Hi, my name is Paige. I played Historian 1.
Hi, my name is Shelby, and I played Martha.
Hi, my name is Giovanni, and I played Lewis Hine.